What is up, YouTube? This is episode 16 of the 5D Warrior podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Pfizer. Come get yours. Come get yours. I'm Corey. As always, here with my boy John.
How we doing? It's been a while.
It has been a while. We've been slacking a little bit on the YouTube.
We're back to the knowledge, though.
Yeah, we've been busy with school, but we are going to pick this shit up. So we're going to keep posting. Come summer, we'll be posting videos probably once or twice a week. Hopefully that's the plan. And but
definitely doable.
That's definitely doable. But today, let's just talk about some random topics that we can just mind meld on. So, all right, let's come out crazy. What do you think about time travel? Is it possible? Is there a sacred timeline? Do you have free will? Those are three that we can unpack for 30 minutes.
Right, free will? That's a question for another day. Time travel definitely exists.
Okay.
You want to hear why I think time travel exists?
Yes.
Well, I don't have any evidence that time travel exists, but I do know that there's people from the quote-unquote secret space program that said they are what's the word I'm looking for, like puppets of time travel. Not puppets, but like,
are you talking specifically about Jonah Fritz and Corey Goodman?
Well, not specifically those guys, but like people like them.
Okay.
Have come out and said they've been a part of the secret space program and the 20 and back plan or mission, whatever, which is the idea that you sign up. Anyone in the military can sign up. Well, not even sign up, but you join the military, and then like if you're like highly conscious or whatever in the military, you'll be hand selected to join like the secret space program, now known as the Space Force. But so they'll handpick you, and then what essentially these people say happens is you sign like a contract for 20 years, and then these people like Jonah Fritz and what's the other guys?
Corey Goodman, and then there's two other ones.
What's the guy with the glasses?
Oh, I don't know his name. He's on Guy all the time.
Yeah, he's on Guy. But these people say like they'll sign the contract for like 20 years, and they'll like ship them to other planets and shit, and they'll fight like real life Star Wars against like reptilians, all sorts of alien races, like rock beings, like all crazy shit, right? That doesn't even sound real. But then after it, when they're done with their tenure or 20 years, they'll literally get thrown back in time to the exact place where they were taken out of time.
Yes.
And all these people, like, it sounds like wild, and like how could I sit here and say that's true? But like all these people have passed like multiple polygraph tests and like all this shit.
And
like,
their stories all align too,
all
in
align,
the sense of like what they're saying happened off world and what happened to them on world to get them there all meshes together.
And there's so many people like that, because what happens if you've ever seen Men in Black, they just like wipe their consciousness clean essentially, and they forget that it ever happened.
Yes.
But then it's obviously programmed so deeply in your subconscious that some of these people like they like almost wake up to the fact that, oh, this shit like happened to me, and then they'll like slowly start to remember it over the years.
The same way people
like a lot of
remember
people,
like past lives and stuff like that right now. And a lot of people I think
what
bullshit about that, but
a lot of people bullshit.
Yeah, but truthfully, like there are people like Matthias DeStefano is one good example. Like I think majority of what he says resonates with me, kind of bodes well. And also that guy's name that you were trying to find was Randy Kramer. I remember.
Yeah, that guy, Randy Kramer.
Yeah.
That guy's a menace, bro.
Yeah. He be dropping the knowledge they don't want you to see.
Yeah, that guy used to say like, or not used to, but he says like he would fight like reptiles on Mars and shit.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. Okay, so let's talk about time travel in the sense of like not how would it work, but do you think that time is a physical, and not physical, but do you think that's time? There's the dimension of time as like conceivable, like.
Yeah, so what I believe is, if I'm not entirely like sure, like positive on this, like I know it a little bit, but we're in we're in time space right now, or vice versa, space time.
We're in time. No, we're in time space because we're experiencing time space with an element of time, and space would be you're experiencing space through time. I think
I
without
saw,
time. Yeah.
well, regardless of what it is, right? Say, I believe we're in time space or space time right now. I believe we're in the third dimension is space time, and then the fourth dimension would be time space, where there's just infinite amount of space and infinite amount of time, because time doesn't exist. Time only exists in the third dimension.
Yes.
So did you find it or not?
No, I found something about I found something about Einstein talking about space time, and they're talking about how he could have been wrong. I don't know. I don't know what it's about. I couldn't find anything of value. But what the stuff of value could be found on lawofonesociety.org. If you go and look on there, I'm sure you could find something
This is one guy that I found
pertaining to that.
Hold
But
up.
I'm thinking like,
But like, yeah,
so-
as far as that, I don't know how.
so if time is real, right? We experience time in the third density because we have this chemical body, right? We have telomere caps on our DNA, and as they shorten our lifespan, the rest of our lifespan decreases, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a limit of like 120 years that we can experience time for until we detach from this physical vehicle. Time doesn't abide by our perception of time. Like time has existed and time will always exist. And we're only experiencing that tiny chunk of it. But do our decisions in this tiny chunk of time, does that create new
timelines,
new dimensions or realities or universes where
Yeah,
time is also existing? Like in the multiverse.
What's the theory? Is that that's not the multiverse theory?
The multiverse theory is that there's an infinite amount of infinite universes
Yes,
where everything has happened and everything will happen. You can tap into those realities.
No, I believe in that, because like that's like your dreams, for example. Like you're not dreaming, you're just like living consciously a different timeline while you're asleep in a different multiverse, quote unquote. But there's the theory, like you were saying, I think the name of it is, it's a theory that like every decision you make, so like me even like talking about this right now splits off into millions of different paths and then creates my new reality. So like if we didn't choose to talk about this right now, like my life in the future would be completely different. Or
somebody else's. We didn't talk about this. Somebody didn't watch our YouTube videos. Somebody didn't become spiritually awakened. Yes.
That has a name.
It's like the butterfly effect.
Is that what it's called?
Well, the butterfly effect is the sense of like a butterfly flaps its wings over the coast in Japan, and then there's a groundswell of waves coming in on the coast of California. Would be like, that's like the butterfly effect in general. But it's like, it's more along the lines of like, oh, like you didn't give this homeless person $1, and then they went to become like an angry person, then they killed somebody, and then they're in jail. What all like,
bro,
multiple events from one small event.
Yeah, bro. I gave a homeless person a Wawa Sizzly the other day.
Yeah. You felt good?
Kind of.
Did they feel good?
Nah, I was kind of pissed after it, low key.
Why, you wanted it?
No, I bought him one. Like I bought two, because he was outside the Wawa and he was like, help me. And at first I was like, yeah, like I don't have any cash. Like if I had cash, I would give the dude like $1, like whatever.
Yeah.
But even I don't even believe in that anymore, because like what's the dude gonna do with my $1? Like literally not, like he can't buy shit with $1. But so like whatever, I go in the store, and as I'm buying my breakfast, I was like, oh, like maybe this guy would like appreciate like a breakfast sandwich. It was like early in the morning, right? So I buy like I bought 2 for myself, I bought him 1. Then I go out and I give it, and I was like, yo, like I got this for you, like. And as I'm saying that, he's like, help me. Like he didn't even like realize that like he just like, I just like was talking to him like literally 3 minutes ago as he asked me for money.
Yeah.
And I handed it to him, and he was just like, he just like said like thank you, but like he wasn't like actually thankful. And that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. And then he just stuck it in his pocket and didn't even eat it. And I was like, damn, like I went out of my way for this. Not even that that's like a crazy like thing to do. Like I was just being nice, trying to do a good deed, and it wasn't reciprocated.
I feel you, man.
I didn't feel the love. Like I was
Yeah,
doing it
but
out
you
of
did.
love.
No, you did the good deed. That's all that matters.
I know, but it was just like, damn, like that guy like really didn't care that I even got him breakfast, bro. And I was
Yeah,
just,
that's crazy. That's crazy. But
so,
if you didn't, what could have happened, bro?
yeah, I don't know.
What could have happened? What could have happened? Okay, so
That's
free will.
besides the point.
Do we have free will? I think it's more of an illusion. What do you think?
I don't. What do you mean? Explain your theory, and I'll give you mine.
All right.
Why
So
do you think it's an illusion?
what? Why do I think it's an
Why do you think it's an illusion?
I I mean, I know you've read the Law of One. They talk about the distortion of free will, right? And that got me thinking because at first when I saw distortion of free will, it was like I can choose. I can choose right now to take a sip of water. I just splashed myself. I could choose right now to be holding these two pencils, but did I really choose to do that? Have the events in my life, like we said, the timeline led up to this very moment for me to make this decision? Did the Big Bang happening billions and billions of years ago happen and the elements were in the right spot just so I would take that sip of water? So the free will is more along the lines of we live in a creation, right? A creative universe, God's imagination, I like to think of, right? As we experience God's imagination as our external reality, and we experience our imagination as our internal reality, right?
Yeah.
So we're living in an imagination.
But if you don't,
Go ahead.
if you don't believe you have free will, so then like, what's like causing you to make your decisions?
My distorted
Everything.
free will.
You think everything was just like like you were supposed to take that sip of water?
Well, I think I tend to think, right, as like if God was a director of a movie, God knows the ending of the movie. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how it happens. But the actors don't get the script until the day that they're acting. They don't know the end of the movie.
But I would, if I'm playing devil's advocate, I would say you're the director in God's movie. You're God's the director, quote unquote, but you're the actor giving full free range to act on like whatever you want. So like when you say I would say like I am God in the sense that like I have full control over my actions and decisions I make. Like there is definitely a piece like God definitely knows the decisions that I already make, but I don't think that necessarily like just because he knows it doesn't mean I'm always gonna follow that timeline.
Okay. Right.
Like
It doesn't
we
mean
were
you're
just
going to
saying.
follow that timeline. But how did you end up where you are now from past decisions that you made with your distortion of free will? Right. So, like, your whole life plays out by you making decisions, your parents making decisions, others making decisions around you. And all of those decisions ultimately have you end up here with me, us having a conversation, whether those decisions were made in free will or not. Right.
Yeah.
All of everything happens in one order of magnitude, or not order of magnitude, but one straight line to get you here, right? There could have been so many other things that happened, but they all got you right here. Had it been different, you would have made a different decision. But what you've been conditioned and taught and learned, socialized throughout your whole life makes you make that decision. If we were to play rock, paper, scissors, shoot right now, you ready? Play rock, paper, scissors, shoot with me. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I throw rock every single time I play rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Okay. That's not like my free will allows me to do that. And you threw scissors. Something in your life, not in the last 5 seconds, told you to throw scissors. It was ingrained in you. You were going to throw scissors. If we did that a million
That's not
times,
true.
If we did that a million times, you would have thrown scissors every time.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true though.
Okay.
Because like I throw a different thing down every time.
Okay.
So like there's no like you can't say that.
Okay, but in that instance, just now, if we were to replay that conversation, you would have thrown scissors a million times.
Like over and over again?
If I hit the reverse button and we went back,
obviously I already did it.
No, but I'm saying like you didn't know the result. Like reverse.
Nah, if you threw anything else, I still would have threw scissors. Like just because I wanted to throw scissors though.
Okay, here. Let's go. I'm gonna go on law of one society.
No, but if you don't believe we have free will necessarily, so then what do you say to those that like as far as the law of one, like do you believe that like the reptilians or whatever, like the other highly conscious beings are impeding on that free will, or do you just think they're acting?
No, we have free will in the sense that we think we have free will. Like there's no the illusion of free will is really a question that doesn't matter because right now in this 3D incarnation, we have the free will to make our decisions because we don't know otherwise.
Well, I believe that free will only exists in this dimension.
What do you think that it only exists in this dimension because all the other ones it would be what would you call it? Destiny, I guess.
Not even I just like don't think like I feel like once because like this is the density where like we get to like choose everything. I guess like I don't know what it's like to be higher conscious. You still get to choose shit for yourself, but it's also at the same time as you go higher in consciousness, like I feel like your individualness like goes away.
Okay.
So like you're acting more as like you're acting more as a like the collective conscious of Earth doesn't really have a free will because it's just like everyone's thing.
Well, it would be the collective conscience of the planet having
for like a common interest or goal.
Yeah, no, I could get behind that. I could
be like the free will of Earth rather.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
But like
I'm trying to find
we talk about free will and like willpower and shit in my one class too.
Okay.
And like I'm trying to like remember like what we even talk like because like I don't think my teacher, he doesn't really believe. I don't think he believes in free because it's as far as ethics go. But I don't believe that we have. I don't know what I believe honestly. Like I'd like to think that I make decisions like on my own accord, like that no one else is making decisions for me. Maybe that's just like my ego talk.
So I think if you think that we're all one being in our awareness being the awareness of God, imagining, experiencing awareness, right? You're saying that what was your statement before that?
About the Earth?
About you having free will?
I just like to think, I don't necessarily know if I have free will or not. I just like to think that I am in full control of like any action that I make.
Okay.
And I think
like that,
regardless
where that I comes from, right?
Yeah, I guess. But regardless of if we have free will or not, I still believe that people are making day-to-day actions based on like their own self-interests and shit. Like if I was just like actively a fucking dirtbag all the time, like I don't believe God wants me to be a dirtbag. Like it's my free will that makes me a dirtbag. Because like we all come from source, like we're all like pure beings in the beginning.
Yes.
So like
I think we absolutely have free will right now, but when it's all said and done at the end of the universe, we'll find out it was all scripted out. If that makes sense.
I agree to that.
Because like, I don't know, I see like
no, I can get behind that.
Because not that we're gonna
but then it also comes with the like that you would mean your destiny's already planned for you.
Well, you have an infinite amount of destinies, right?
Yeah,
because
but if you think we have an infinite amount of destinies, which I believe too, then you also must believe your actions that you make in like your lives like dictate which destiny you would like receive.
They do, but if there's an infinite amount of you, there's an infinite amount of destinies and an infinite amount of free will to choose between them.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm talking like right now.
Like right now, I do have the free will to choose this stuff, but
like if I have infinite realities, infinite destinies, then like there's infinite infinite of me filling those infinite destinies. Okay. But right now, talking to you as John in this reality, like I have the free will to like say and do whatever I want and pick that although like you said, like I believe that whatever I intend to do in my life is already, I think, in the future planned out, but I also believe you have to act on that. Like you're not just gonna get like handed that shit. Like if I'm supposed to be like famous and rich and successful and all this shit, like sure that could be like what God had planned for me in the beginning, but like that doesn't necessarily mean I make the decisions in my life to like create that reality for myself.
No, I agree. I can get behind that. I don't know. The free will concept is very interesting. And it's honestly one that does not have an answer because
like there's no way to like know.
I mean, maybe if we went and had a conversation with Ra, he could they could tell us about it. But
down to summon some
entities. Yeah, we could summon entities. We got to start doing those CE5 meditations this summer. No, I would love to do that. Like if we were able to do that on the beach, and then since we've gotten so many followers on TikTok now, and hopefully and starting to get some on YouTube, we got 52 now.
Yeah, but like we can get that with our TikTok followers.
Why?
Because like I don't necessarily trust that all those people have the proper intentions.
I'm saying we could do it on a live video. If people wanted to like join in. I don't know. Yeah, no, I could agree with you that like, that might not be the best idea. I think just doing it with us would probably be the best bet.
I believe we could see an alien, but at the same time, me even saying that is like I'll never see an alien.
Yeah, that is true. You're right.
Like you're not supposed, but like that's like the distortion in it because it's like you do it to make contact, but like they're not gonna make contact with you unless like you don't want to make contact.
Yes, and we think we have an idea of like what aliens would look like, bro, right? And we've heard.
I'd be tweaked out. I think I would be actually tweaked out for like mad long.
I would love it. I would be
not even tweaked out, not tweaked out, but like I'd just be like, what the fuck?
What if you saw like a light being though? Like
I believe they're all like light beings in a sense.
Yeah, I know, but like a being of just light. And it wasn't like it didn't materialize in front of you. Like it was literally just like how they describe in the Bible, like an angel, like a being of light. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be dope. But then
that would be I feel like I wouldn't be scared of that because it would just
then like Stephen Greer talks about how like the first time it happened to him, like one did materialize in
and it touched him.
And it touched him, and then when it touched him,
he went into like a psychedelic trip essentially.
He claims it took him like through a fucking space universe like trip. Like
I would love to talk
like to showed him around the universe. And then like he went like his consciousness was, his body was still there, obviously, like doing whatever he was doing. But like his consciousness got taken on a trip through the universe with this like entity. And like that's like his thing.
Yeah, no, I've heard him talk about it. It's quite interesting. We got to do the CE5 meditation. But so we think we know what aliens would look like if they were to materialize in this 3D.
I just read something too in the David. Here, I have it right here.
We've heard about while you're looking for it.
You know it is. I already got it. Yo, one sec. All right, ready? By the way, for those who find it impossible to conceive of intelligent life forms and humanoids taking reptilian form, ponder of the words on the cosmologist Carl Sagan. There are potential combinations of DNA, physical forms, than there are atoms in the universe. On that basis, given the fantastic diversity of the reptilian species on Earth alone, it would be more amazing if there were not reptilians of humanoid and intelligent variety.
Carl Sagan said that?
Yes, so he said there's more potential combinations of DNA and physical entity aliens than there are atoms in the universe.
That's incredible.
That's fucking insane.
So off of that point, right? We've heard about the Greys, we've heard about the reptilians, the Nordics, the fucking all these different beings, right? But what else could they look like? Depending on what is on a planet, because you don't just need oxygen and water, at least to my understanding, to develop life on a planet, because life finds a way. We all watch Jurassic Park, right?
Facts. And I believe there's definitely different elements out there too.
Yes. And also
we know the 5 elements. I believe ether is universal.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as water, earth, fire, and water, earth, fire, what am I missing?
Air.
Air, yeah, air. As far as those go, I believe that those might not those are necessarily like just like domestic to Earth.
They could be very well.
I believe they're definitely out there somewhere else too, but
I think combinations of different elements that we may not even have any knowledge of.
We have no idea. Like
Yes.
Same way we have no idea of like what different colors are out there and shit.
Exactly, because we see in the RGB scale.
That's just like something we would never know.
And also because our senses limit us like to this reality. We see, we hear, we taste, we smell, we feel, right? That's what we're limited to. But like there could be beings that like bats have echolocation, like cobras seeing fucking infrared.
You can't even, like, fathom that shit.
You can't fathom it. Like I just got done reading this, A Wrinkle in Time, right? And in the book, there's these beings who don't have eyes. They're talking about light. They're talking about darkness. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about, because they can just sense exactly what's around them at all times. Like, just like thinking about that and how
definitely that, because like you just heard that quote, bro. Like, there's literally infinite amount of atoms in the universe. Yes. More like infinite times infinite times infinite time. Like literally, that's why it's called infinite. Like, you can't put a number on how many atoms there are in the universe. And Carl Sagan is saying that there's that much more DNA combinations. So think about us humans right now.
Because DNA is much smaller than an atom, I feel like.
There's infinite amount of like we could be crossbred with literally anything out there in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
could there be humans without eyes who just see?
I definitely believe
who don't see, they just feel. They're very spiritually adept.
There's probably those on Earth.
There probably are. We know about the law of one. We know about Ra species, the 4 fingers, right? And then you get Mars, the planet of war, because they got the thumbs and they created weapons and destroyed themselves. Marduk. And then we got Earth.
I was actually just messing.
We got Earth now. We got the opposable thumbs. We're sort of figuring it out, but we still making nukes.
Yeah, because them assholes wanted us to pick their cotton for them.
Yeah, pick their cotton.
You can't do that with 4 fingers, man.
You can't pick cotton with 4 fingers. Can't mine gold with 4 fingers either. Nope. We'd just be raking dirt and eating zucchini. Oh, that would be wild if we only had 4 fingers. That's a fun experiment. We could duct tape our thumbs to our palm and try and live for a day.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do jack for that.
Like, I could type.
That's probably the only thing. Like, you could pick shit up like this. But like very, if you tried to do anything crazy, you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I feel like if we only had 4 fingers, our fingers would be much longer too.
They probably are. They probably were.
And also, if we only had 4 fingers, I feel like one would adapt to be sort of like a thumb, but like a more like claw kind of like.
It'd be like would be shorter. It would be like this. Like your pinky, I think, would just adapt to be your thumb.
Yeah, it would be like that more or less. But like the thumb would still not be because this is an opposable thumb. It would be more like it would be like this, but like grabby. Oh, it's weird to think about.
Like crab claws.
Yeah, dude. There are infinite possibilities to humanity, man. Yeah, infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities for humanity. And there's infinite amount of time left on this podcast.
Psych.
That being said, psych. There's no time left on this podcast.
There's no time left. This podcast is not infinite.
This podcast is sponsored by.
Who is it sponsored by this time? We've been calling out a lot of people.
It's sponsored by YouTube, but we're calling.
No. This is sponsored by Pfizer.
Yes.
This is sponsored by Pfizer.
Edit that in. This is like when you do it, edit that in. This is sponsored by Pfizer, and we're calling out.
No. Hold up. I'm gonna give a monologue real quick. A Pfizer monologue.
All right, go.
Okay, you ready?
No, you got to put this in the beginning of the video.
Yeah, I'm going to. Okay. This podcast is brought to you by Pfizer. Come get yours Come get yours. We love you. Big Pharma loves you. We thank Pfizer every day for granting us the gift of life. I pray to the gods that Pfizer allows me to live just one more day. And that's why we're sponsored by Pfizer.
Get your 4th booster today at the local pharmacy near you. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
They're offering the 4th booster at Rutgers now,
dude.
if you're eligible.
It's amazing. What a world we live in.
Hey, I love Pfizer.
I love being safe.
I love science.
Safety. This podcast is about safety. So we're calling out Pfizer. And who else are we calling out today? We need a person.
Have we called out Fauci?
I don't know. Yeah, we did.
I'll call out
Will Smith. Nah.
Called them all out, bro.
We called a lot of people out.
We called out Klaus Schwab yet?
I don't know if we've called out Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab at the
yeah, we'll call out Klaus Schwab. The World Economic Forum.
You will own nothing and you will be happy.
Yeah, bro. Fuck that. No.
I love that guy.
I love that guy.
I love that guy. He is me.
I can't wait to live in a commune with him.
On that note,
he'll be living in the communes with us, eating fucking 3D printed macaroni and cheese. I hope he is. I hope he's ready.
I hope that I get to sit down and enjoy bug protein with Klaus Schwab. That's all I'm saying. 3D printed bug protein.
Oh, I can't wait till I need a heart transplant and they just cook it up in 3D printer, man.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. We're going to say, we're watching you YouTube.
Oh, wait, I got one more thing.
Go.
So since this is sponsored by Pfizer, I want to shout out their new alopecia drug. Make sure if you have alopecia, you go check that out. Go get it. If your hair is falling out, even if your hair isn't falling out, you don't want it to fall out, go get that drug. And the new COVID pill. You don't want COVID, take that every morning. Every morning, take that shit.
We are not experts.
I take it every morning.
No, we're not experts. We're just good people.
Oh, I just trust the. I love the science. That's why I'm spreading it. Yeah, I take the COVID pill every day, and I'm like quadruple vaccinated. I haven't got COVID in a long time. My heart's a little. It tweaks out sometimes. I be randomly passing out. My brain hurts a little bit, but we're safe out here.
We stay safe. Thank you, Klaus Schwab. Thank you, Pfizer. Thank you, Will Smith. Thank you, those three.
No, thank you, Jada.
Queen,
you're an angel.
All right,
wrap that up.
Yeah, we're watching you, YouTube.
Always
We're gonna
watching.
end it on that. All right.
All about safety.
Good night.